Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Main Dish with MD. I'm your host, Marlon Davis. And today we have a few special guests. We have Carlton Dixon, former University of Texas basketball player, former athletic director of high school sports, and current CEO of revealsuits. We have Luquan McClellan, who is the director of business development for a hospice company in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Also one of the Knott's top DJs, and also has been lauded as one of the top DJs in the Dallas-Fort Worth area for weddings. We also have Tony Jones representing Hawaii, Denver. He doesn't want to claim Dallas, but at one point he lived in Dallas. Current farmer sales. Also djhawaii 50. He's claiming New Orleans now. Gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Thank you, sir.
Today's show is about DJs and just a little bit about Main Dish. We're here to inspire, connect, and entertain our community. And I have three of my favorite DJs on, and we're going to talk about their DJ story as well as get into their professional life. And Carlton, thank you for getting up today. I know you just last night on an epic 7-hour DJing stint last night, man.
Too old for this. I'm too old for this.
Tell me how that went, man.
Man, it was all good. We were celebrating, I think everybody knows, the homie Shaniqua Risher. We were celebrating her birthday. Typically, we do a pretty nice little deal in person here in the Dallas area, but clearly we couldn't do that this year, so we made it virtual. So we kicked it musically to about midnight, and then she had a Zoom after party. Typically, like we would hang out in the parking lot and talk for a minute. We just did it on Zoom. So that went to about 3, 4 in the morning, and I realized this morning that I'm not young like I used to be, and so I had to sneak me another nap in here before this call, but nah, man, we had a good time. We had a good time. Appreciate y'all checking in.
Good. There's been a lot of DJing going on, and all three of you guys have done some programs during this pandemic that we have going on. And Laquan, I know that you've had some shows on Tuesday and Thursday nights, a couple of battles, and some Sunday gospel brunch shows. What inspired you to start DJing during this pandemic?
And so this is a first for everyone with the pandemic and everything. So it's kind of hard just trying to navigate through, man, what are we going to do right now? I mean, we have all these gigs. We have a lot of things planned still on the books, but we can't do anything. And I think this is a first for a lot of people. And so I think me and Carlton had either talked or he had said something, or he was typing on Facebook like, "All the DJ live." Me and Tony had already been talking about it because we were thinking, man, how can we still kind of do our thing, still be relevant, and then, still, satisfy the people. So because of that, we came up with kind of some theme sets. And I think that's what kind of separates us from, just the normal DJing. DJing a party is great. DJing, for a particular environment is awesome. But we set some theme sets to where you want to be involved. You want to listen, like, who's the king of R&B?
Yeah, and I know that Tony has been in djhawaii 50. Tony Jones he's put on about 30 at least 30 shows. I think last week was 30 shows that you DJ Monday through Friday from 7:30 to 8:30 Central Standard Time. You've been DJing shows and come up with some great ideas, man. How do you come up with those ideas that you have?
And interesting you say that. Some people bring some ideas to me. For the most part, it's ideas that I've always wanted to do. So during this time in this pandemic, it's able for us to put out a platform of an idea that ultimately I had a long time ago, which I tried to shop around to different clubs or different bars or different lounges, being like, hey, I have this thing where I want to do a certain theme once a week. Well, now I have a platform where I can test it out every day if I really want to. And the good thing about it is the support system of people who I have, they're like, man, put it out. We've been waiting for you to finally do stuff. I'm one of those And unfortunately, because of other commitments and a little bit of apathy, I'm one of those DJs, I don't really record myself. I don't put out mixes the way that it is. And there's a lot of people that are like, man, do that, like put it out there. So it gave me a lot more confidence to come up with something that was unique and different, but also, as Laquan said, try to differentiate yourself. To get back to your original question though, what comes up with the theme? It could be something as small as I'd be riding in the car and listen to music and something pops into your head. It's the same, I mean, it's a horrible analogy, but it's the same way when you're just going through your day-to-day activities and you're like, oh man, you know what else I need from the grocery store? I forgot, I just looked over to the left and I realized I needed this, or similar type of situation. It's very hard to end up analyzing it, but there's many a times where I'll go to sleep not knowing what I'm gonna do the next night and wake up in the morning and I watch TV and I got an idea. It's that simple and that easy. It just all depends on how creative you want to end up doing it. It was a lot easier in the beginning, but I will say as of now, I mean, we've done like 35, 36 different themed nights. And if you're DJing every day and you're doing a different theme every single night, realize, I mean, there's 5 days in a week, you're doing 35. I mean, that's straight 2 months every day of coming up with something brand new that keeps people entertained, energetic, and wanting to know a little bit more about that. I do try to get my themes prior to the week prior before. And I will say that I do keep 1 or 2 lifelines in case I can't ever come up with a theme. That's just like a backup, like I can't think of anything here. But the more I do it, you will see a lot of people who will come up, they'll suggest something and I'll take those. Or it's just something that randomly pops into your head and you see it. But it's fun.
No, it definitely is fun. And you know what? I was telling a couple of people that your 7:30 to 8:30 daily sets provide a structure for my life right now. So it's like, all right, right before I work out, prepare dinner, then by 7:30, we're either sitting down to eat, listening to you, or wrapping up dinner, which I think is great, giving structure during this pandemic. So we definitely appreciate that. And I know, Carlton, we started out with you, man, that first, I think it's like maybe the first Friday in March, man, you had like 700 people, I think, in the room DJing with you. And, you know, when you're at the house by yourself or with your significant other and your family, just to be out on the dance floor cutting the rug, man. How'd you get that many people in the room?
Yeah. What was interesting about that day, I had actually had a you know, in business, we have good days and bad days. I just had a beast of a day business-wise. And so I was just like, man, I'm about to DJ just to make myself feel better, you know. let me put the speaker out. Let me get the tables out. I'm gonna make myself feel better. And then some just told me, I said, let me just put it on Facebook. I told the wife, and someone put it on Facebook. I wanted people to actually tune in and pretend like they had a party. And that was literally the you know, reason behind that. And then, you know, as the night went on and, you know, people started spreading it and started sharing it and inviting folks in, we looked up, man, and I mean, it was bananas. I was like, what has happened? Yeah. And like you mentioned, I think it was the second Friday in March when we really realized that, oh, this is for real and we ain't about to go nowhere. And so, you know, I just figured I'd set it off like that. And then I had no idea what was gonna come afterwards. And, you know, soon to follow were, you know, guys, you know, Tony and Quan, you know, doing their thing, and, you know, D-Nice doing his thing, and other guys. And, you know, like both of these gentlemen alluded to earlier, it was an avenue, and Marlon, you even said it yourself, it was just an avenue for people to incorporate that type of enjoyment, that type of entertainment into their lives. You know, when we're sitting up here thinking about, you know, not catching that Rona, and people are, you know, people are paranoid about that. But, you know, for Tony's hour, for Quan's couple of hours, for my couple of hours, people can not think about the times that we're in right now. So it's cool to just be able to provide that level of outlet for people.
And it's unique you say that. I want to piggyback on that a little bit and also touch on something for us is I don't think people realize how therapeutic it is for us as well. Like, so just what he just said, just know that, like, man, I had a beast of a day and I wanted to go out and spin for me and all this. You don't realize we get our minds off of it in the same. It's hard for me to look. I don't look really at the comments when I'm in there the way that I can because I'm so focused in. But that's typically how I DJ. I love a crowd, but a lot of times I'm there just having a party by myself. Really, I don't really tell anybody that, but it's very therapeutic for us to get out whatever that we have in the day. And you can sometimes tell when DJs are like, hey man, either he's just sad today or he's a little off. Like, good. I'll have people that will literally come up to me and be like, you know what? We should just get you a drink because it seems like you're not, your mind is on something else at the same time. It's just as therapeutic to you as it is for us. And it is just as much a part of your structure and your daily balance as it is for us. It's very synergistic in this whole situation.
Correct.
Now, speaking of which, when did you guys get started DJing? Well, and I know from back in college, Laquan, listening to when you had the like 7-foot old school speakers and the 20-pound big DJ, not DJ, but stereo system back then. Right. You know, you were always playing music when we came over to the apartment. This is 20 plus years ago. How'd you get started into DJing?
So it's kind of funny. At our parties back in the day, of course, we had some dope parties at the University of Texas, and especially our fraternity parties. And with it being said and done, DJ Bull was my guy. So normally at the end of the day, the last maybe 5-10 minutes of the party, he would like let me throw on a song or two. And I'm an old school slow jam dude. So I was like, man, we got to get it in before it's over. So he started letting me do that more and periodically. And then with that being said and done, I started making mix CDs. This was that time when I guess it became a craze. So I had like all these mix CDs. I was helping him sell mix CDs. And I just really got into it and just really like started then. So that was almost 23, 24 years ago. So, hey, that's how I basically got started DJing.
And Tony Jones, I know from when we used to be housemates, you were always on the computer. As soon as you got home, let's put on these 12 tracks that we're going to listen to this evening. After that, what inspired you to get started DJing?
I think for me, what inspired me a lot was friends finally just being like, are you really dedicated? Are you really going to take the plunge? Or are you going to keep talking about it? And I just remember the first day when I have it written down still. It was March 3rd, 2012 is when I finally ended up buying my first pair of Technique 1210s. And they were like, if you go get it all the way. There was a friend of mine who was actually a doctor, and he was like, are you really serious about DJing? And I was like, yeah, I think I really want to do it, man. Like, I want to be dedicated to it. And then he said, well, if you're serious, I'll put up half. And I was like, man, I can't let you put up half. You have a kid. This is like when, the first one in the crew had a kid, right? It's a big deal for all of us right there. I was like, man, I can't let you end up doing that, man. I appreciate the fact that you put that much value inside of me. So I finally took the plunge myself and went on ahead and bought the equipment. And yeah, trial and error. I mean, every day is trial and error. Don't get it twisted. I still mess up all the time. That's what it is. But I just said, hey, I spent the money on the equipment. You better use it. I mean, that's a very old school mentality. Like, it wasn't, what was it? It wasn't Denise and the saxophone and, back in the Cosby Show. It was,
yeah. Bam. Now, CD, I don't know your story on how you got started. Now I'm gonna tell you the first time I heard of you, and I'll say it that way. It was probably in just a cafeteria. You were coming on, basketball player, and somebody at the table like, oh yeah, I'm going to get tickets, pick up tickets from Carlton Dixon to go to the game tonight. And then, me being from Dallas and my parents being from Dallas, my dad was like, oh, You got that boy Carlton Dixon down there playing ball on YouTube. So I think that's how we met. What got you started into DJing?
Man, I used to always listen to, as I'm sure these guys did too. I used to always couldn't wait till K104 and 100.3 played a mix. Like, when is the lunchtime mix? And so I was that cat always guessing what song should be next according to the beat. All right. And so, so I always did. I used to record mixes, bring them back to Austin, play them in my stereo. Hey, we're going to have a party, and it's going to be Throw Down Sam's DJ mix from K104. And then, so my senior year, I used to throw a lot of parties, in the apartment. Then I started throwing parties at Empire on 6th Street. And I threw a party. It was Kings of Comedy after party. And yeah.
I was at that show.
And the DJ, he got a little, he had a few too many. And luckily it was kind of towards the end of the night to where I was like, okay, I don't know how to DJ, but you ain't doing it right now. And so I actually told him to sit down, and I got behind there, and Tony, I knew at least what tempos to match.
That's the start.
I knew what tempos to match, and I knew what my crossfader should be doing, and that got me through the last 30 minutes. I knew where to go. I knew what records to pull, because he was doing records. I knew what records to pull from, and that's how it happened that way that night. I didn't envision myself keeping it going, but when I got back home to Dallas and began working, someone told me to think about doing weddings. And so my first gig, a huge amplifier to go with it, breaking my back, taking in the equipment. But I was able to do a wedding, and I was like, oh, okay, this wasn't too bad. And that was 2000. And the rest was history after that. More weddings, family reunions.
Birthday parties.
A couple clubs, did some birthday parties. And yeah, man, I was like, okay, this not bad. And as Tony mentioned before, I had fun doing it. It didn't feel like work. It didn't feel like work. So I was just like, I had fun doing it. And so y'all remember me from Soul Night. I was the main one on the dance floor and love to watch people dance anyway. So Southside, baby, yes sir.
I think a commonality of this, of what we've all said, realized is that somebody inside of our outside circle saw a vision for us. Correct. That we were maybe a little bit more inhibited or just maybe a little bit more insecure on trying to fully end up going into it. Right. Carlton just said, man, I DJ, and then they were like, man, you should do weddings. It's like, oh, you think so? All right. Well, then I take the plunge to try and do it. All at the same time, hey, man, I used to do mixes. Hey, I do more mixes. Mm-hmm. All right, cool. Same with me. Like, you serious about getting into it? Do it. Same there. Yep. I remember the first time I ended up actually DJing, and I give shout out to both of these fellas that's on here with it. Carlton, the first time in up here, was like, man, I didn't even know you was doing this, but like, we were getting it, bro. Like, keep grinding, and little words that you hear from somebody else, how that can go a long way and a long distance. I mean, we're not talking about sports today, but let's say a sports icon will come up to you and be like, all right, I see you out here shooting. You might be the worst dribbler ever, but you know what? For the next year and a half, you like this. But it was that one time. Yeah, I'll be out there. I mean, rain dance, Clank, make it rain, but you still in your mind, but you hold on to that. So it goes back to my last, I guess, thesis of this is it's therapeutic for both people, and your support system is very big whenever it comes to a lot of these things.
Correct.
And Tony, I think you touched a good point that really doesn't have to do necessarily with DJing, but inspiration and people inspiring you, people giving you positive feedback. I can count numerous times where people have been like, oh, MD, you're doing great, do this, keep it going. And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, let me keep it going then, okay. And I think that's one thing that, we as a community can help each other by giving feedback, helping push, because sometimes we just need a little push to get to greatness, or that extra little push, that extra little advice to make us feel comfortable and let us know people care about us. And that's what we hope to do today. If there's anybody that is trying to become a DJ, or we're going to talk about some of your professional career as well. So anybody in those fields that may need a push as well. Now, Tony Jones, even though he's a boomer sooner, heard you had a DJ'd Party by Adrian Peterson that was featured in ESPN.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. His 30th birthday party at his house. Somehow I just got on a network, and I get hired by all these NFL players or former NFL players that all went to University of Oklahoma. And so kind of going in with a crazy story, and what that ends up leading to now is we'll start to talk and everything, and all of a sudden I throw it out to him every single time. I'm always like, well, just so you know, before we end up getting started, I just want to, show you something real quick. I'll do something like that to him, and then they'll be like, nah, wait, it's hilarious. They're like, wait. You went to where? Like, hold on, man. Like, don't be crazy or whatnot. And then I'll rock it, and it's crazy that we'll have an amazing relationship. So out of all those people, like, these are people that I still consider friends, and it's crazy how many people from the OU community book me as far as that. And it's like, I'm their one friend. So I'm that. I do have one friend, like, okay. So, in their mind, I do silly stuff like this when I roll up to them. Like, I'll go and unload, but when I unload, I'll be like, yeah, how's everybody doing today? Is everybody all right? I'll have to, and it's a blatant, a thing what we have to do. But the great thing about what we do, and the great thing about our industry with DJing, is music brings everybody together.
Yep,
it does.
Folks forget all that, what to get, and I hate to hone in on the therapeutic thing, what to get, but it's an escape for everybody and anybody. And you come to have and find out different stories. We're all play sets about what we played at UT during the time where I was there. And they're doing the same thing. Now, of course, they went to, there's nothing in Norman. It wasn't like, wasn't like what we had when we went down to, 6th Street Library, whatever you want to say, but we had a good time, man. So, yeah, Adrian Peterson's was definitely one for the books. It was fun. I always think you're only as good as the gig that you are at that moment. And it's an interview for multiple gigs after that. So there's a lot of pressure on us as well. Like, yes, I got this gig. This gig could open up the door for who knows who's going to be here. So that is a lot of pressure on you. And there's a lot of times where I get frustrated on it, where I'll have friends be like, man, you DJ'd for this and you DJ'd for this designer and y'all got this, and they sent you whatever product. And I'll be like, yeah, that's great. But they're not flying me out to Italy. I'm not in France with them, so I have a bigger cascade of things you want to do.
Not yet. They haven't flown you out yet.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we have seen you in, as you make your way through the men's cologne or clothes and Saks, that gig and a couple other department stores, some stuff in GQ magazine. Now, Carlton, you had a little crazy story too. Maybe not something that's funny.
Not at all.
Easy. I heard that you about 24 to 48 hours prior to DJing, you didn't have any DJ equipment.
Not a one. This was maybe 05, 06. And I had gone out to hang out, go kick it one night with some folks, and came back to my apartment. There was a break-in, and everything gone. This was the time of CDs, so CDs gone, my unit gone, everything. This was a Thursday, and I had a Saturday wedding. And I was just like, what? I mean, first of all, I got to contact the bride and the groom. This ain't gonna be fun. Luckily, I knew them. They were friends of mine. And so we put together like a crew. I think I solicited the help of some of my teammates. I mean, just anybody I knew who knew how to immediately download music. And what we did, I basically made about 10 or 12 CDs of those hits that I knew that I just needed to play for that wedding. And so literally I went in with 12 CDs. Each one with about 15 songs on it. Just to get me through that wedding. And man, when I tell you that was the most stressful 48 hours I think I've had in my DJ life, that wasn't fun at all, man. But we ended up doing the job. Not too many other people knew, so let the crowd tell it. You know, I had my whole library with me, but man, I had 12 CDs back there, Quan.
So you fumbling through like this. Let me pull.
Yeah. I'm making it look good, but 12.
Oh, man.
It's funny how many times
like I don't have much equipment with me tonight.
Exactly. Oh yeah, had to rent the equipment, had to do all of that.
How often does that happen for y'all as far as the other DJs? Like, I feel like there's always one little thing, no matter how much I do a gig, where I'm like, gosh, it can be the smallest. People don't realize the smallest chord.
Oh yeah, man.
Hey, I don't know what to do.
Who's your favorite DJ?
Jazzy Jeff.
Jeff.
Yeah. That's crazy. We all have the same opinion.
It's not even up.
I feel like because we.
What is
I
it
feel
about
like
Jazzy Jeff?
because we grew up with him, we saw him, from early Fresh Prince, like Jazzy Jeff from the Fresh Prince to the whole Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. We saw the whole movement, and then I've seen him live like 3-4 times, and each time it's always something new, something different. The way he just mixes, scratches. I mean,
he's magnificent, bro. I've said in my head, there's no way I'm going to be that good in life. I'm actually okay with saying that. Like, you got to realize the history of him. He's the one that actually brought in a lot of that. Like, that's all him.
It is.
I started that.
It is masterful.
Yeah.
What he does. Yeah. Masterful what he does.
Now let's get to these parties, these weddings, and events. What's your party starter song? And you can break it down in 2 categories. You can break it down into wedding / graduation or party club. You determine. But what's your get the party started song? Tony.
I think if you're at a wedding, the wobble's gonna get everybody out there for some reason. And that's a song that I hate, by the way. I literally hate it. So it was a bad thing about it is being a DJ, you have to keep face a lot of times. You're just
like this song again.
This one again, but everybody out there onto the dance floor. And then, I have my own selfish ones, but let me pass the mic before I keep going with that too.
Laquan, what's your get the party started song?
Well, I guess it kind of depends on the crowd, but if it's like our age range, I'll get them out there with like get it ready, get them on the dance floor, little jubilee, and then if it's a mixed crowd or just, something like that, it can be anywhere from this is how we do it, or like Tony said, a line dance. So it'll be the wobble or Cupid shuffle or, so many line dances nowadays, but those are normally the ones that just get everybody out on the dance floor and get them going. CD,
what you got?
Well, for weddings, it used to be Step in the Name of Love, but that's a little suspect right now.
So you're staying away from that one.
It used to be Step in the Name of Love.
That needs to be a part 2 interview of stuff like that. Yeah. Like, we got to deal with that. You guys don't deal with that.
Tony, we gonna hit that, man. Tony, we got you. Come on.
But yeah, I'd say at a party, you know, for people our age, kind of agree with Quan that Jubilee, Get It Ready. You know, that does the trick. Mixed crowd. Yeah, probably that Montel Jordan. This is how we do it. Yeah, probably the exact same that Quan mentioned. Can't go wrong with those.
Now I know how you close the party out because I've been there during the club quarantine when you close to Ray Charles.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's my one. That's my one, and it's real nostalgic for people too because we always identify with that Cosby Show episode.
Yeah.
And so I just love doing that. You know, you end it with a banger. You end the set with a banger, but that's that one that, you know, I love for people just to be singing along to as they're walking out of the party. You know, baby. You know, just rocking like that. So I've been doing that. It used to be, I think when I first started, it used to be Checkout Time, Tupac. But probably the last 10 years, and I don't DJ as often anymore as these gentlemen do, but about the last 10 years, I'd say I transitioned to that Ray Charles. Just some fun for everybody to, you know, sing along to and walk out on.
Luke?
My normal, just for the end of a party, I'll throw on that Porky Pig. That's all, folks. And then follow that right with Never Can Say Goodbye, Jackson 5. It's a classic. Can't go wrong. Everybody singing and wind them down, get them out of there. But for weddings, I think you had talked about that a little earlier. Normally, I customize every event, especially the wedding. So we always have like a last song or last dance for the couples. And typically they kind of choose whatever that song is. Some slow dance for them to slow dance to and then. And lately, I know this last year and a half or so, I think it's been that her and Daniel Caesar song. That basically has been like the main go-to, I guess, for, you know, partying.
Tony Jones. Now, it used to be back in the day, you knew the party was about to be over when they played the 2 slow jams. That's no longer the deal. You know, you grab your little, whatever you've been eyeing all night to get those last 2 songs in. Nowadays, that's not the case. What do you typically close the party out with?
So I've had a difference of culture for me. So, you know, being that I live in this city, we got to play a lot of second line music with our umbrellas. That's how we go out all day. That's when we know the party is over. Everybody plays with that second line. And it's just a good time when we get up out of there. But I realized that I just finally just do it anyway. It just makes everybody kind of smile and laugh and dance once again. And it's easy to talk over because it's a bunch of horns. Appreciate y'all having a good time. Folks just be looking up and they're like, all right, I get it. You live in New Orleans for a little bit right now. So I get it. You try to sprinkle us with that culture. But it used to be slow jams. I used to slow it out and slow jams, whatever. Second line music makes everybody happy though these days. They do. Everybody wants a little piece of the city.
Especially there too, yep, sure.
Yep. Now what song does everybody love? And I'll say this as a, you know, back in the day, I wasn't the DJ, but I was the mic guy. And so I also consider myself the protector of the DJ when people would come up and say, hey, can you tell DJ to play? And so I always looked at it like this. Look, DJing is a job, and you guys have a job, and you have a structure to what you're doing. So it's not a fly by the seat type deal unless, you know, you are taking requests, or maybe it's a wedding and it's a little bit different. But I always find myself when people come up, hey, tell the DJ to play, and I'm like, okay, yeah. And I would whisper in the ear. They'd be like, what'd they say? Nothing.
Yeah.
Smile and point at them.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, appreciate, you know. So, you know, that being said, what song do people, because people may not have the bouncer to get through, what song do people request to play that you guys hate or dislike? Jones.
mean,
All right, go ahead, Carlton.
okay. Tony touched on it earlier. I just can't stand the wobble, but we have to play that. So that probably wouldn't fall in the category of that one that we dislike and can't play. To your general point, Tony mentioned that this is an interview, and so every request may not be suitable for my interview. And I got a dance floor full of people, and I may try to get it in, but it may just not work because I can't clear my dance floor and I can't stop the flow that I have going for your one song. That's probably not really all that good anyway.
To go with that point, I think it's the people who have requests. A lot of times they'll have a selfish reason for that request, and they don't do it for the greater good. They're like, "I'll play this song because me and my homeboy in the mix of 800 or 1,200 people. Nobody knows the background story, but there was one time we had a road trip, and it's like, I'm not about to drop NSYNC by. Like, I'm not about to do that. Like, what does the crowd say? The crowd goes like this. Who is this dude? Exactly. Why is this dude playing this?
Right.
And I've even gone as far as I don't like requests, by the way. I don't like requests. I'm in a mode, I'm in a zone, I'm vibing out. I want you to jump on the train. If I get there, I don't, but this is the time when you should enjoy music. But I realize I do this a lot of times too, and it could be because I'm also full of liquor. If somebody keeps nagging me about a song and finally I'll drop that song, I'll look out on the dance floor, and if I don't see them being the main person out there, I stop the music and I'll call them out. Hey, you requested this. You need to be the main one on the dance. You know what? I'm gonna give you another chance, and I'll bring it back. And I'll have I try to X them out. Be like, you can't request something and be like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna be chill.
Right. Sometimes I'll even say I don't have it. Like, what song? Man, I don't even have it. God.
I only have 12 CDs tonight.
12 CDs.
and it's not on none of them. Man, we talked a little bit about DJing. You know, I did want to touch it for all of you guys. This is a secondary job, hobby. No, it's a job. It's work that you guys put in for us. But I did want to touch on some of the things you guys are doing in your personal life, personal and professional life. And I know, and Laquan, you're like I said earlier, the director of business development at a hospice company in Dallas. Also with your DJing, you manage 7 other DJs as well. So it's not only you, but you take care of 7 other DJs. Tell us about that. Tell us about, briefly about what you do with the hospice.
So I work in healthcare. That's my day, 9 to 5. And I'm a clinical regional for home health, but then also a business development director for a hospice. So that kind of keeps me consumed just because we have to make sure that we keep that continuum of care for our elderly and our seniors. And that's like within all communities, and it's all over the DFW Metroplex. So that is my day job from 9 to 5, but it's also sometime on the weekends just because healthcare is 24/7. And I mean, you can't predict when someone's going to go to the hospital or someone's going to have a need. So that is what is my bread and butter. But at the same time, DJing on itself, that's my weekend, what I always call my weekend gig, because I'm always booked, whether it's weddings, dances, corporate events, school, birthday parties, I mean, whatever the case may be, but that keeps me busy, and it's busy enough to where I have to get it on a schedule. I can't always be there. For most of my diehard clients, yes, I'll be there, but sometimes I get multiple gigs on multiple days and I can't do it. So that's when I started reaching out my network to attain some DJs who kind of work under me, and I basically can get them certain gigs. I pre-screen them, of course, so that they can be on the team, but at the same time, we customize every event, and that's what we stand on. So I already kind of give them the blueprint of what they need to do and play, just so, the client will be happy. And the funniest thing is I always have a money back guarantee. I tell people all the time, if you don't like it, you didn't enjoy it, hey, we'll give you money back. But I've never had to give any money back, thank the Lord. And at the same time, I always tell them, you can't come to me at the end of the night all hot and sweaty talking about I didn't have a good time. So I try to do that. And then on top of that, I found it, I created an invention that basically kind of solved an age-old problem with pocket squares. And basically it's a leather device, got it patented. That's kind of my tertiary gig. Me and Carlton kind of collaborate on a lot of different things because he, of course, does suits and just the whole clothing apparel. We'll talk about that later. But that particular part, too, is just good for the simple fact that, you know, I did that initially when I was in med school. It was something I came up with, I was passionate about. And just to be able to see that come to fruition and get a patent for it, and, you know, even to have sales and stuff like that, that in itself, that's my baby, and it kind of means a lot to me. So just being able to juggle all these different things as your profession and in what you do. Like they said earlier, the DJing part is easy to me. I don't think of that as real work. Sometimes it's a lot that goes into certain gigs, but at the same time, it's just kind of like a breath of fresh air. You're able to play, you're able to make these people happy, and then you get paid for it. Like, that's the best part. I mean, you do something you're passionate about, but at the same time, you get paid for it. So that's probably my spill on it all.
And Tony, you've you're in pharma sales. Some would say a drug dealer of legal drugs. Let's go ahead and get that out there for everybody. Legal drugs. Tell me how you got involved in pharma sales, and right now what's going on. I think that's kind of a big thing that's going on. Both, and let me get back to you, Laquan. Thank you for working in healthcare and keeping us all safe. And Pocket Square Perfection. I do have my Pocket Square that I wear, my Pocket Square protector or holder that I wear with my suits to work, and I love it. Again, sorry, Tony, back to you with pharma sales.
My background at UT was biology, and I did the business administration little side minor that you end up having, an official degree, but it is there. And it just made sense going into that. My sister has been in pharma sales for a minute. A lot of people actually don't even know what I end up doing. That's just it. They just know me as a funny person. Half of the people don't know I DJ. Half of the people don't know I'm in pharma sales. It goes all ways, but we definitely need something that I've always had a mentality of. I want something that has consistent money. A lot of people ask, would you ever quit pharma sales in order to DJ? And I'd be like, yeah, if I was getting some show in Vegas, like, you know, every single night I was getting booked on that. But other than that, the consistency of being booked, there's good months and there's bad months. There's great months and then there's no months. You know, it goes off and on. And I worry and I pray for a lot of people right now. A lot of people who DJ and this is their only avenue of revenue, it's tough for them right now. It is very tough. They don't have healthcare benefits. Some of them may have COBRA, but majority of them don't. And then the other thing is that they're not getting those Monday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday gigs, weddings. There's things that people ended up budgeting over and over. How many weddings have been pushed off? How many festivals out here in New Orleans have been pushed off? There's a lot of money that a lot of people don't have. And the reality is that Americans, we do live, majority of us live check to check. Well, this is one of those avenues that's there. I've always just made sure that I have a consistent flow of income that comes in because of my situation, personal stories. But I love DJing. It's definitely therapeutic. Go back to that. That's my get out of it, right?
That's your thing.
Therapeutic.
CD, CEO of revealsuits. Open up that suit and show me what's on the inside. How'd you get started into that?
Man, it's been about a little bit over 4 years now. The vision came from watching guys get, you know, a bit more and more creative on NBA draft night, NFL draft night, putting pictures of their family inside and their native country inside, and just had the vision of, could, you know, collegiate apparel, could that be successful inside of a suit? A college, you know, showing your college pride, showing your favorite team pride. Could that be successful and a viable product when it comes to a business suit? people in the market for suits and blazers and sport coats anyway. Let's give this a go and see if we can make something out of it. We've been blessed to be now licensed for 84 colleges. We have some conference partnerships, official suit partner of the Big 12, official suit partner of the Ivy League. And so it's been exciting to watch it grow, man. It's a grind, and it's the reason why I am a retired quote unquote DJ. So I definitely let these gentlemen take all the gigs because Carlton needs some sleep.
I always get excited when I see new suits being posted, or whoever, the new school that you have being posted, whether it's on LinkedIn or trying to see if you can take me to that NFL Players Association.
Yes, sir.
The Super Bowl that
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
For one, I was trying to jump on that, but
let's work on it for next year. Let's work. On it.
Exactly.
You got a DJ whenever you need this launch party.
There we go. There it is.
Right.
Yeah.
We can all go.
Man,
We can all go.
Marlon get MC.
There we go.
Well, first of all, I appreciate you guys coming out today. We're gonna get to last couple of questions with the main dish. Tell me what your favorite cereal was growing up as a kid. I'm gonna say, I'll tell you. I'll let you guys go first, and I'll tell you mine. Luke, what was your favorite cereal growing up? But do you still eat cereal all the time?
I do. I'm a Toys R Us kid, man. I don't ever grow up, so I eat with the kiddos. So my favorite cereal growing up, and even now probably to this day, is Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And then kind of my backup would be probably Fruity Pebbles. So
Cinnamon Toast Crunch and Fruity Pebbles. Okay. Fruity Pebbles made my top 3 growing up. It definitely made my top 3 growing up. Tony Jones.
I need something that could withstand the milk concentration and not make it as much. Well, I was more of a corn flake, frosted flake man. And also, I mean, Tony. So Tony the Tiger. I mean,
Sir.
Kind of played both ways. Something that could withstand that milk a little bit, for the extra 35, 40 seconds that maybe the Fruity Pebble didn't give you, Laquan. Come on over to these toasted Come on over to these cornflakes.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and second Frosted Flakes. That's my jam at Carlton.
And I got Frosted Flakes in the pantry right now, man. Come on.
Come on.
It does not stop. It was always and still is the king of cereal. Frosted Flakes.
Yes. Frosted.
Tony said they're great.
Now, I'm gonna tell you, I found this out the other day because I have a daughter. Growing up, I ate Fruity Pebbles, and she had some Fruit Loops in here, and I never tasted Fruit Loops before until last week. And I realized that Fruit Loops and Fruity Pebbles are the same cereal. I'm just gonna say that. I'm like, this is
right.
Pebbles.
Right.
I want you to then go and ask next time for the next people when you do it. Ask them, all right, now I need to know what's your favorite cereal with milk and what's your favorite cereal that you would just eat dry. Like what cereal you grab it just with a hand scoop and hit them with one of these.
Right. Yes, sir.
Because some Honey Nut Cheerios, some Fruity Pebbles, I mean, I'm not doing Cocoa Puffs like that. I'm not doing cornflakes like that. But I am.
Definitely not.
Those Honey Nuts though, yeah.
Definitely not. Give me your top 3 French fries of all time. Top 3 French fries.
Just McDonald's. Get it out your. I'll help both you guys out right now.
Yeah. So I said Brahms crinkle cut.
Brahms.
Red Robin steak fries. And then of course McDonald's hot fresh fries. You can't beat it.
Yeah.
Nothing like it. Yeah, nothing like
it.
Crinkle cut.
So we can all agree on McDonald's.
Number 1, McDonald's.
We can all agree on McDonald's.
Number 1.
Carlton, what you got? You got McDonald's, and who else you got?
Yeah, McDonald's number 1. Man, here locally we have a place called Village Burger, and Village Burger has these sweet potato fries, and I've never had anything like that before in my life.
Okay.
Yeah, So they're number 2. They can't go number 1 because that's just doing a disservice to McDonald's and the empire that they built with their fries. So just not gonna disrespect McDonald's fries like that. And then number 3, man, Chick-fil-A, them waffle fries, man.
Oh,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh yeah.
All right.
Yes, sir. They go hard. The fries, you know the fries are good when you can eat them without ketchup.
That's a fact.
Yeah,
that is a fact.
Eat them without ketchup. Yep.
That's a fact.
That is a fact.
T. Jones, give me your 2 and 3.
If you did want to enhance your fries, which makes my top 3, is the unconventional curly fries from Jack in the Box with the ranch in there. Come on home. Come on home one time. You know where it's at. You know where it's at.
Yes, sir.
You know who got the curly fry game all locked.
Now is this at like 12 o'clock in the afternoon or 2:30 in the morning or both?
And all the above.
Ooh, you know what, Tony?
And your expectation of the curly fries there, because those are the only fries you send back. Because you'll be like, I need to. I'll wait for the fresh joints. That's what it is. Give me them straight off the block, crispy, crunchy curly fry.
I might have to call the audible, man. I might have to call the audible, and I think I got a substitute. Like my curly fries for that Chick-fil-A. It's close, but man.
Okay.
I was gonna say that waffle fry after thinking about it is a 3. It's a strong 3, but don't sleep on Brahms. I don't think everybody knows Brahms. Brahms switched up their fry situation.
That could be a whole nother show about that Brahms on exit 368A.
Texas original,
What you know about that Brahms? What you got number 3? What's your number 3 fry? Jones?
I have to go at the Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with McDonald's, as we all said. Number 2, Wingstop. Wingstop fries. Wingstop fries with the ranch.
With the ranch.
Oh.
Ranch. Yeah. Yeah. With the ranch.
With the little sugar. With the little.
Yeah.
It's something they do about it. Yeah, it's something. I think they sweeten or something.
And I'm gonna put Whataburger number 3.
Whataburger has strong.
That's a very underrated fry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very fry.
Yeah.
Very
underrated fry.
You never told us what song is the one that gets you hype inside of a situation. What's your party starter personally? What that you were like, man, I can't wait to hear this one. This is it.
You know, it depends. What did I hear? What did I hear last night? What's my Chic Fool song?
Yes, sir. Ain't no future.
That is a Chic Fool song. That is a Chic Fool song.
MC Breed, ain't no future in your frontin'. That'll get me started. Blow the whistle.
Always. Yeah.
Something that'll get you, like you might be coming back from the restroom, then you like, excuse, y'all have to watch out. Don't talk to me right now.
Excuse.
Yeah, that's my jam. Well, fellas, again, appreciate you taking the time today. Join me on the main dish. Hopefully we will inspire, connect, and we entertained some people today. I will share your information with the people watching. So if they're interested in pocket squares, if they're in reveal suits, if they're interested in a DJ, send you their information. Carlton said he's retired, but he seems to come out of retirement at least a year. At least for Texas OU weekend, for birthdays.
That's my gig.
He's been coming out of retirement like Michael Jordan, The Last Dance. Fellas, again, I appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you for having us.
Yes. You guys have a wonderful day, and thank you.